Welcome to the Big Business Minute. I'm Ivy League Legacy. Katrina changed everything. The devastation is vast. People without homes, cars without garages, servants without quarters. Katrina ripped open a divide in our country and exposed just how good those who have it, and those who don't, well, as Americans come face to face with the well-kept secret that is the income gap, poll after poll shows an overwhelming majority want and expect their government to do more to help those less capable of helping themselves. This means cutbacks for the better off. First, George Bush has been forced to utter that dirty word, conservation, in the wake of this increasingly unsilent majority. And Thursday, our dear friend Tom DeLay was indicted by a Texas grand jury and had to step down as majority leader. Billionaires for Bush are saddened by this news. We're just about to shove through Congress the permanent repeal of the dynasty tax, finally freeing millionaires from supporting social programs we don't need, like Medicaid and veterans benefits and student grants. Sure, infrastructure like roads will suffer, but hey, we can always buy more helicopters. Change is in the air, billionaires. And if the majority has their way, near-dead notions like the common good, equality, and fair play could see a rebirth, and robber baron interests will again be brought under uncomfortable scrutiny.
Ivy, what are you talking about?
Our plans, our privilege, our power, it's all over, it's all over.
Actually, it's exactly the opposite. The problem is that when Grover Norquist said we would shrink government down to the size of a baby and drown it in the bathtub, old Georgie took that literally. But all Katrina proved was that Bush's attempts didn't go far enough. It's time to let the free market completely rule the recovery. And of course, when we say free, we mean completely controlled by a few incredibly wealthy corporations and individuals. It's all in how you frame it. But anyway, now that we've gotten these poor people out of New Orleans, don't let them back in. Condos is what we need, tall and expensive. FEMA is a thing of the past. I mean, we've starved this beast for so long, really. Is it right to now expect it to perform on an empty stomach, run by a bunch of incompetent minds? No, it's time we put this puppy out of its already misery little life. And let Bechtel and Halliburton take care of this one.
But people want government. What's its role then?
The military, baby. Bring in the troops. In a natural disaster, first responders should always be equipped with machine guns and heavy weaponry. You know, locking up people, protecting our states, and turning the area into a police state. That's the answer. I mean, really, look at how well it's working in Iraq.
But it's not working in Iraq.
Are you kidding? Halliburton's stock price has doubled since the start of the war. Of course it's working.
So you're saying that government isn't going anywhere?
Of course we still need government. We just need to reappropriate funds. You see, the Treasury is like a bank. And special interests like Halliburton, Bechtel, Big Oil, they're like its customers. The bank is there to serve the customers, which, in the case of the war in Iraq and Katrina recovery, is going to require access to unlimited withdrawals 24 hours a day.
So you're saying the Treasury Department is like an ATM for big business?
Sort of. But this is a never-any-fee ATM that pays off in billion-dollar bills. Oh. Yeah, good luck getting that kind of service out of your local branch.
No, but there's got to be some kind of deposits. You can't withdraw money forever.
Of course there's deposits, Ivy. Some estimate that the cost of the last election was almost $4 billion. Who do you think pays for that? It's customers, our corporations. We invest in politicians who do our bidding. Why do you think we call it compound interest?
But we're still drawing on an account that needs money to stay open. Eventually it's gonna run dry.
Yeah, like oil, right, Ivy? You're hilarious. Look, don't worry. The American people will fill this account. They do. And the big picture is that if you shrink the size of government, gut government programs, and slash social safety nets, all that money coming in has to go somewhere, right? Reappropriation, Ivy. Say it with me. Reappropriation. Oh, and China.
Excuse me, what was that last thing?
China, Ivy. Bush's tax cuts for millionaires leaves a gap in the deficit that the Bank of China is currently filling with loans. Loans that can call in any time and seriously undermine the U.S. economy. Never mind the current control such a threat already holds over, U.S. foreign policy in the area. But that won't happen because China depends on us just as much as we do them. And besides, want to spend the same? No? Look, it's all good. It's just a few trillion in debt. And a little debt among friends, it's water under the bridge. Look, I gotta go now. Brownie's getting sized up for a presidential medal of super freedom, and I told him I'd help lift it over his head, so I gotta take off. But you'll be all right.
Well, so there you have it. I'm cheered up. It looks like the aftermath of Katrina is adding up, after all, and the windfall from the Gulf Coast is going to be big. And easy. Georgie's right. This is no time to get all governmenty and help those most in need. It's time to put this cleanup in the hands of the people who know Georgie best, his friends and relatives. Because there's no incentive like the profit incentive to bring out the most qualified people to count the money, that is. That's all for this week's edition of the Big Business Minute. Tune in next week for our in-depth look at corporate media in Pressing Profits. They don't call it the Fourth Estate for nothing. For Billionaires for Bush, I'm Ivy League Legacy, reminding you that we're all in this together, sort of.